Hello everybody, it's Maikito. I hope everybody's having a good day and it's had a good day so far. We have a pretty good slate for Saturday. So a lot of games to go through, but just because there's a lot of games as always doesn't mean I'm gonna have a lot of picks. Quality over quantity as always. But if I do have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment in this video either later tonight, but more than likely tomorrow when lineups are out, because some of these teams, some players are still moving teams, and I want to see where players are lining up, which players are gonna be substituting who and stuff like that. But any picture that you see on the screen is from the data app called Outlier. Link for that is in the description below. So if you're interested in that, a link for that is in the description. That's where all the pictures you see are from there. You can see home, away, good matchups, minutes played, with or without teammates, all of that good stuff. So if you're interested in that, link for that's in the description. I do also want to say before I get into the video that I am planning on doing a YouTube live with the final round. I'll put his YouTube link in the description as well. He is one of the biggest reasons and the reason that he helped me start up this channel in the first place. I wouldn't be where I am without him. We're planning on doing a live this Sunday. I'll put a little more details in the next video. But if you are interested in that, stopping by, it's just so we can say hello to you guys. You guys can ask questions to us. We'll have conversations and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, that will be this Sunday afternoon. I'll give more details in the next video. But other than that, I'll get straight into the video. The first player prop that I found that I like is Gabriel Pirani to go higher than 1.5 dribble attempts away from home for DC United, going up against New York FC. He's averaging over 3 dribbles per 90. We just need 2. And in games in which he has started or played at least 45 plus minutes, he's gone over in 75% of games. 12 out of 16 games he's gone over. And he's versatile in the sense that he can play in both the midfield as a center mid, attacking midfielder, or he can play on the wing, which is where he prefers to play and where I anticipate him playing. Besides, he has a great matchup here against New York, who on average allow the most dribbles to opponents. It is the best matchup possible. And if you look at opponents that played against them that are like the main players that dribble, Evander, who averages 3, went over with 3. Mukhtar, who averages around 2.4, went over with 3. Alexis Vega, who averages around 3.2, went over with 4. Farrington, who averages 3, went over with 7. So players at least get around their average. He averages 3. We need at least 2, and he's gone over in the last 8 games straight, as you can see on the screen, and 9 straight if you include the game in which he came off the bench. And at 1.5, it's a good line. No reason to over-explain. So like Gabriel Pirani to go higher than 1.5 dribble attempts. And the second player prop that I found that I like is Joshua Kimmich to go higher than 100.5 pass attempts away from home for Bayern, going up against Augsburg. If this gets bumped to around anything over 104, 105, I will switch to his 0.5 shot attempts, but at 100.5, I like the line here. He went right under in the first Bundesliga game with 100 against Leipzig, but Leipzig is a tough matchup, and they're an opponent that like to hold the ball as well. But now they're playing Augsburg, who last season allowed the 4th most passes to opponents, and it showed last season because in both games that he played him last season, he went over in both of them with 126 passes and 108 passes. He's a center defensive midfielder who controls the pace. He used to play in the midfield, then he moved to right back, but now he's back in the midfield where he gets more passes. He passes between the defenders. He plays deeper. He controls the pace of the game. And in the most recent game, which was in the cup game against Weren, he went over with 138 passes with 79% possession. And Augsburg is seemingly keeping the trend of not holding the ball, because in the first game, they gave Augsburg 60% of the ball in the first game. And I anticipate, I'm not going to say it's going to be a close game. I do anticipate Bayern winning here, but it'll be close in the sense that I don't see Bayern blowing them out. So I see Bayern still holding the ball and controlling it. Besides, according to Outlier, Joshua Kimmich has gone he's gone over in 5 straight games against opponents that are bottom 10 defenses for passes allowed. He played full minutes in all those 5 games, which shows he's a key player. If I'm not mistaken, he is their captain. I anticipate him playing full minutes in the great matchup, so I like Joshua Kimmich to go higher than 100.5 pass attempts. Before I get into the money line play, as always, I really appreciate if everybody took a second to like the video and comment as well. It takes just a second, and it's a great way to support the channel. It boosts the video out to more people, and I post these videos and all these picks for free, so why not help the channel there? And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, turn on notifications so you're notified when these videos are out. And I do also let y'all know in my Discord, which is linked. I do also let y'all know when the videos are out, but it's also a great community where people post their plays. You can get input on your plays. People talk during the games. People bet on anything you can bet on. They will bet on it. Whether it's soccer, MLB, WNBA, when NFL and NBA starts up, all of that. So if you're interested in joining that, completely free, link in the description. And the only form of premium that I have is my YouTube membership, which is linked in the description. It is for those that want to get the content out earlier and get the picks up before everybody else. So if you're not a member, those that are already got this video and all the picks before everybody else. So if you're interested in that, link in the description. I mentioned Outlier as well, link for that as well. So I really want to thank anybody and everybody who supports me in any way. We hit day 2 of the ladder challenge, so we're on to day 3. I got this lift for -125. This first place in Spain La Liga, and the Real Sociedad to score away from home, going up against Real Oviedo. They've scored in both games so far, away to Valencia and at home to Espanyol. And last season, they struggled to consistently score, but now they have a new manager, and it seems to be working. And between both games, Sociedad have the first 2 games, they scored 3 goals and had 10 shots on target. So they're shooting more than they did last season, which is what I like. And Oviedo is still a new team that just got promoted from the 2nd division in La Liga. And there they conceded 42 goals in 42 games. So they averaged 1 goal a game. And in the first 2 games, they conceded 5 goals. So they've conceded in both games. They've been conceding a lot. And they gave up 68 and 65% possession of the ball and gave 25 and 26 shots to Villarreal and Real Madrid. And whenever they were struggling to score last season, it surprised me because they have a good offense with Takefusa Kubo, Oyarzabal, Barencea, Brais Mendes. And now with this manager, it seems to be unlocking that offensive potential. And there's plenty of defensive flaws to expose against this Oviedo team, who's new to the league, conceded in both games, so I like this play. Real Sociedad to score away from home, going up against Real Oviedo. And the second one is in France Ligue 1, and that's PSG money line going up against Toulouse. We just need PSG to win, whether it's 1-0. You can take their over 1.5, but I'm taking this just in case they win 1-0. But they're the much better team. Both teams won their respective first 2 games, and both kept clean sheets. But Toulouse still gave up 13 and 16 shots with 53 and 57% possession. I expect PSG to get much more possession than that, and if anything, take more shots as well. They played each other last season, won both games against them last season, kept a clean sheet in both of those games, and controlled possession with 73 and 77% possession of the ball. Took 17 and 20 shots, so correlates with the amount of shots they're allowing now. And they're still the same PSG team as last season. They went full strength last game and held 84% of the ball and took 21 shots. And with the first 2 PSG games being close, only winning by 1 goal, I feel like the odds and the sportsbooks are underestimating PSG, but they're still a great team. Besides, their goalkeeper Restes last season was only saving around 62.1% of the shots on target last season, so that's not great. I don't see him stopping the current Champions League champion. So PSG here, safe play. I like PSG money line going up against Toulouse, and I have this for day 3 of the ladder challenge for -125. I have one more money line play that I like. I currently got this for -122 in the first place in the Italy Serie A, and that's Napoli to go higher than 1.5 goals at home, going up against Cagliari. This went over. They scored 2 in the first game away from home to Sassuolo. Now they're at home. They dominated possession in that first game with 62% of the ball, with 13 shots and 4 on target. So they were pretty clinical. And they added De Bruyne, which is always a plus for Man City. And they added Luca, which is a striker, who had 13 goals and assists last season with Udinese, who was the worst offense. Now, in a better system and better service, I expect them to get more goals here as well. And Cagliari conceded 1 goal to Fiorentina at home from Fiorentina's only shot on target. And I expect more shots from Napoli, so I expect more goals to be conceded. Besides, Cagliari conceded 28 goals and 19 away from home last season. That's a 1.47 average. So they conceded on average every game. As whether they concede that second, and I believe they will. This play hit in both games last season, with Napoli scoring 4 goals and 2 goals. And with De Bruyne now in the team, that means McTominay can now play higher up the pitch and play more offensively. And it showed last game he was able to score. They have plenty of firepower. Cagliari lost key players, so their team is still learning the chemistry. They lost Piccoli, Sortea, Marin, Scuffet, Palomino, Macumbu. So they've lost a lot of key players from last season. They're still trying to figure their system out. And with Napoli being a great team, I like them at home. So I like Napoli higher than 1.5 goals going up against Cagliari. And then the second play is in the MLS and the US League, and that's Charlotte to score away from home going up against New England. Charlotte has scored in 89% of games all all but 3 games, 24 out of 27 games they have scored in, and they have actually scored, as you can see, in 17 games straight. Now in a good matchup against New England, who have conceded 20 goals and 13 goals at home, and have conceded in 77% of those games, 10 out of 13, they've conceded at home. So despite failing to score in the first game at home when they faced each other, they still have 58% of the ball, 18 shots and 4 shots on target, so they were just unlucky to score. And New England will be without Poster, their midfielder, due to suspension, and he's a key midfielder when it comes to controlling the ball and defending as well. They've played 4 games without him this season, and they have conceded in 3 out of 4 of those games, and have conceded 6 goals in those 3 games that they conceded in. So New England are weak at defending counterattacks as well, and that's one of, if not the biggest, Charlotte strength. And they're a clinical team, converting 37% of the shots on target that they face. In a good matchup here, in a great scoring form, I like this play. Charlotte to score away from home going up against New England, and I have this lit for -122. Thank you everybody for watching. Quickly going over last video's picks. It was a 2-2 day. I mentioned that we hit the ladder challenge. Leicester scored against Birmingham, and Sassuolo was able to score against Cremonese. So that was pretty easy. But the other money line play, both teams to score in Elche and Levante. Only Elche was able to score. Levante wasn't. And then player prop wise, we hit the Sinani play. Higher than 1.5 shots. But Mir could not get at least 2 shots. He scored a goal, but that was his only shot, and then he got subbed out. So unfortunately, he missed. It was a 2-2 day. Could have done better. Could have done worse. We still hit the next day of the ladder challenge, so we're on to the next day. So hopefully we can carry on that momentum going into this big slate. Like I mentioned, if I do have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment. So keep an eye out for those if you do want more plays. Just because it's a big slate, again, doesn't mean I'm always going to have a lot of picks. I'd rather have quality over quantity. So keep an eye out for those if you do want more plays. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.